Hi guys, welcome back to FPL Consult. So as usual, we're going to review how we did for Game Week 11 and then we'll discuss how we'll line up for Game Week 12. If you're new here and if you like the video, please give it a like or subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we are a pretty new channel, so I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers, so please help me out with that. It'll be really great. And yeah, before we get into all that, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to FPL Mate for featuring FPL Consult in his 100 FPL content creators video. Yeah, it's a big moment for me because I am a massive fan of FPL Mate, and yeah, it's an honor to be featured in one of his videos. So be sure to head over to his channel just to check out some of his videos, and yeah, I'm sure it'll definitely help you with your FPL decisions. So yeah, let's get straight into Game Week 11. So this is how I did for Game Week 11. And yeah, before I go into the team, I just wanted to say that Game Week 11 seemed to be the week of stacked benches. Just because I've seen many people's teams, and yeah, we've seen scores of about 20 to 40 points being quite common. So yeah, people had players like Foster, Livramento, Cancelo, and yeah, some people even bench Gallagher. So yeah, this week many people had a lot of points on the bench, with a lot of benching headaches, I'm sure. And yeah, those who were brave enough to use their bench boost, fair play to them, because this week they really reaped the rewards. So looking at my team, I also had a very stacked bench. As you could tell from the thumbnail of the video, I had 32 points on the bench. So quite sad about that. I could really have done with an extra 32 points, but you know, it is what it is. And looking back to before the game week, I wasn't really up to taking the risk of playing a bench boost. And I still don't think there was any other player on my bench that I would have fielded ahead of the 11 that I actually started. The only one probably being Duffy. Starting Livramento over Duffy. But you know, I can't really win every battle, and yeah, we learn and yeah, we move on. So the bright side of all this is that this game week has shown me that my team has depth, and if I need to call anyone on the bench to replace any of the starting 11 players, I wouldn't be too worried about that. And yeah, so in my starting 11, the players that mainly contributed to my score were really only Ramsdale, Cancelo, and Rafinha. I wouldn't really go into Salah that much because everyone captained him again this week. Almost everyone, 90+%. And yeah, I did in my previous video say that I was going to captain Vardy, but after he missed the penalty midweek, I posted a tweet and also updated on Instagram to say that his confidence would probably have taken a hit, and so I decided to go with Salah in the end. And yeah, so everyone else blanked. Chilwell, Duffy, Foden, Bremo, all the forwards all blanked. And yeah, there was a lot of talk this week about how a lot of the forwards are underperforming and whether we should, you know, upgrade the defense or, you know, strengthen the midfield. And I will get into all that later on in my transfers and also my lineup for Game Week 12. But lastly, the main player that I'm missing this week from my team is Trent Alexander-Arnold, as most of you will be able to tell already. And I left him out of my wildcard in Game Week 8 because he was having an illness at that point in time, and he really is punishing me hard for it because in the past 3 weeks he's had a 10-point return, and a 2-point return, and then a 12-point return. So he is, you know, really raking in the returns for his owners right now, and I do have plans to bring him in, and I'll discuss that together with my changes later on. So let's move on to Game Week 12. So this is my team selection for Game Week 12, and let's talk about the transfers I made. So as you can see on the left, transfers made 2. So yes, I could have brought Trent in this week if I wanted to, but I decided to hold off on the move just because Man City versus Everton seems like a good fixture for Diaz as well. So I'll be holding off that move just one last week. I hope that Trent doesn't punish me again. But yeah, so the 2 transfers that I made was to downgrade Vardy to Wilson and also upgrade Rafinha to Jota. And I know the Rafinha to Jota move may be an unpopular move, but I'll get to that in a minute. So the decision to downgrade Vardy to Wilson largely is due to the need for funds to upgrade Diaz to Trent next week. And there was a couple of ways I could have downgraded Vardy. I could have gone for Broya, King, and Dennis, but I decided to go for Wilson just because I think his run of fixtures and also the appointment of Eddie Howe just ties in quite nicely to make this a nice little punt. And it could very well pay off. I feel that Wilson will start to pick up. And also because his price range allows me to swap him out for Antonio once West Ham's fixtures improve. So I think it's a good move for my team at this point in time. And also the next transfer that I made was to upgrade Rafinha to Jota. And now I personally feel that Rafinha has been a little lucky the past few weeks. As a Rafinha owner, I've been a bit lucky the past few weeks as well, to finish with 9 points at the end of each game week for the past 2 game weeks. So looking at Lee's play, there's just been really awful. Many misplaced passes, they can't really string plays together. And the next 4 fixtures just don't really scream a lot of goals. So Spurs, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford. And on top of all this, he looks quite nailed in the starting 11 for Brazil. And if he plays a lot, when he comes back to the Premier League, it doesn't seem as if he'll be very well rested, just like last time out. So he may even miss the starting game. So I do feel it is the right time to get him out at this point in time. And if I'm wildcarding, I probably would leave him out of my wildcard team. So I've swapped him out for Jota, and I chose Jota for multiple reasons. Just because the first one is driven by Firmino's injury. There's a chance that Firmino will be out for a month or so, which the news has stated that it may potentially be longer. And with Firmino out and also Mane being injured in yesterday's game for Senegal, it does seem that Jota will be very nailed into this Liverpool front three. And when Salah and Mane head off for the African Cup of Nations, again, Jota would, have a nailed place in the starting 11. So I'm quite sure that moving forward, I may be keeping him for a couple of game weeks. And I usually like to get in early on the price move. So I really only see Jota's price rising the next few game weeks. So I want to get him early as well. And honestly, Arsenal versus Liverpool doesn't seem like a bad fixture at all. And Liverpool has got 14 goals in the past 4 game weeks. So there's definitely goals in the Liverpool team, needless to say. And yeah, Jota, if he's playing, he'll definitely get maybe a goal or 2. Let's hope that he will give us some returns. So having made these 2 transfers, this is my starting 11. I decided to go for Ramsdale because I don't see much difference between Ramsdale and Foster this game week. They're both probably not going to get clean sheets, so I'm just going to go with Ramsdale. And in my defense, I've gone for Chilwell, Cancelo, Diaz, and Livramento. Not much to say there other than the fact that Livramento is injured and he recently pulled out of the England under-21 team. But it does seem like, according to the latest report, that Livramento may still be fit for the Norwich game. So let's keep a lookout for that. But if he's not fit, I can just call on the bench. No real issues there. Next up in the midfield, we have Foden, Salah, Mbeumo, and Jota. Foden will be playing Everton. Hopefully, Everton has been struggling this few game weeks, so hopefully he can get some returns. And honestly, it's time for Mbeumo to start scoring. I mean, he's been, he put a ball into the net the past game week and he got offside. He's hit a post multiple times. He's due for a return, so let's hope that he does return. And then Salah and Jota, they're playing Arsenal at home. I think there's a possibility that it may be a tight game, but there's also a possibility that Liverpool may just, run over Arsenal. So we'll see how that goes. And then in our forwards, we have Wilson and Kane. So Wilson's playing Brentford. I think definitely the boost that he'll get from Eddie Howe coming back may potentially give him, some new fire in him, and he may give us some returns. So let's hope for that. And also Kane's playing Leeds, so probably quite an open game. So let's also hope for some returns from Kane. So I will be handing Salah the captain's armband this week. I'm not going to overthink this because we have seen that he literally can get a return from just stopping the ball for Trent. So I'm really only going to remove the armband from him when he starts to blank. So yeah, he is the captain this week. And talking a bit about the potential transfers moving forward, apart from the DS Trent move that I have already said, I foresee myself in the coming game weeks moving Kane to Ronaldo and also Wilson to Antonio. But those are much later on, maybe in game week 15 or 16. But those are the concerns and also the transfers that are in my mind right now. And yeah, we'll see how things develop. But that's it. And this is how I'm going to line up for game week 12. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you guys think of my lineup, my transfers, and also drop a comment. Give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you after game week 12. Bye bye.